Hello everybody, update 3 on the exhibition. The last post was about molinia and how it is a problem and how it suffocates and reduces Dartmoor to a monoculture. I'm going to do a little update on how I'm going to involve molinia in the glazes as part of the exhibition, trying to highlight the problem that it is. So I'm going to go inside and tell you a little bit about the pottery aspect of making a glaze from a plant. A book which explains how to make ash glazes from ash, and it's written by the late great Phil Rogers, who was and is one of my heroes. And what this book does in an amazingly clear step-by-step way is explain to you how to make these ash glazes. And if there's any budding potters out there who want to investigate how to do this for the first time, then get hold of this book because it is truly brilliant. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take molinia and I am going to create an ash out of it. And with that ash, I am going to make a glaze. And I will just pop across and show you how you find the recipe. This is called a triaxial blend, and it's all about mixing 3 ingredients in different proportions. So you've got one ingredient in this corner, another ingredient in that corner, and the third one in that corner. And all the bits in between are where they're being mixed in different proportions. So if you go along a straight edge here, you're going to have just 2 ingredients being mixed. That one is being mixed with that one. So that's 100% of one thing. That will be a 90%, 10% mix. So 90% of that one, 10% of that one. And so it changes. So you've got 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, you get the idea. So these edges are where 2 things are being mixed. And in the middle, these are where you're mixing all 3 of them to different proportions. And once you've done that, then you literally fire it and have a look. And if you find one that looks like it might make a good glaze, then you know how to mix your 3 ingredients, what proportions, in order to get the one that you like. Now, because I would like molinia to be a major ingredient of the glaze I'm going to use in the exhibition, instead of mixing 3 things, I'm not going to be mixing 3, I'm only going to mix 2. So it would be like going down one of these straight sides. So you've got ingredient number 1, ingredient number 2, and I'm going to use molinia ash, and I'm going to mix it with clay. And my idea is that I use more than one type of clay. Some will be iron free, some will have iron in them, and that will change the colour. The iron ones will be darker. Most ash glazes come out a sort of a muted green to brown, and that's because of the iron that the plant picks up while it's growing, and it's held in its body, and when you burn its body and you create an ash, all of the minerals that it's sucked up over its lifetime out of the soil are in there. Now, I'm hoping that molinia going to not hold a lot of iron. I'm hoping if I use china clay as the clay in one of these glazes, which, let's face it, is a very important component of Dartmoor itself, it's most of the South Moor is china clay, I think I hope I get a white glaze. I could be wrong. But I first got the idea of making a glaze with molinia from a conversation with an ecologist who was explaining that one of the reasons why cattle and sheep don't particularly like eating it, apart from the fact that it is uncomfortable to get to eat it. It holds a lot of silica. Silica, and I don't know why it took me so long to put two parts of my brain together. Silica, if you melt it, becomes glass. And that's what a glaze is. So high silica plants, very hopeful for glaze making. But then if I add different clays to it, I will get the greens, I might get the browns. And if I can get a portfolio of glazes from Molinia, then I will use all of them in the exhibition. The problem I'm going to have is, can you imagine how much Molinia grass I am going to have to burn in order to make enough ash? Firstly, to do the testing in very small volumes, and then to actually make the bucket of glaze to be used for the exhibition. I'm going to be out there collecting Molinia for quite a long time, and this is the key time of year to do that because it's not yet sent up its spring growth for this year. So everything is that brown dry grass that we looked at. I haven't yet seen the greening that happens when the New Year's growth comes through all of that thatch. Ideal time to collect it. If this turns out to be a fabulous glaze, there is a strong possibility that I might set up the Molinia Protection Society because I'm going to need an awful lot of it. But at the moment, I feel quite safe that there's enough out there.